From a conceptual standpoint. Hello, everybody. Dr. Rick here, dropping in on you. Hope everybody is having an unbelievable week. Here we are at Wednesday. I hope that no matter what's going on, that you are focused on the things that you need to be focused on in order to achieve the things that you set out to do. Remember that there are going to be these unbelievably great days, and then there are going to be times, moments, and maybe even days and weeks, and maybe sometimes months or even years that things just seem out of whack. And remember, if you're still breathing, you're still in the fight. Don't you dare give up. Don't you dare allow a situation, a circumstance, or a momentary situation to shut you down. Stand up, square your shoulders, look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm built for this. You don't know how many times over the course of my life that I looked at something and it had become huge and monumental in my life because I was focused on it. And whatever you focus on, you feel. Whatever you give your attention to gains power. A lot of times people look at the problem and they forget about finding a solution or understanding the power they have to walk out of any situation. And so there they are, and they are in it. And I'm telling you, if you're not careful, you'll find yourself stuck in a situation that was meant to be momentarily. But let me tell you what I've done. Before I ever found the answer, before I ever knew how I was coming out of it, I knew I was coming out of it because I knew I was built for the battle. And I would just find me the closest mirror, look myself in the eye, square my shoulders, hold my head up and say, you're built for this. And if I had to say it 3 or 4 times before it sunk in and before I began to feel the boldness and belief and faith in my purpose rise up, that's what I did. I did not allow myself to be broken by my circumstances. I did not allow myself to be bent back by any type of persecution, any type of darkness, any type of hurt, any type of loss. You got to understand that some things are going to happen in this life. And how you deal with those moments of adversity is going to determine the height that you rise in this world. It's not the coasting and the moving and the good days that determine a person's imprint in this world. It's how they deal with adversity. It's how they deal with those difficult moments. It's how they deal with delay, setback. Look, you got to wake up. You got to make up your mind. You got to go out there and get it. Look, I've been excited the last few days because on the 21st of this month, I'm going to do something that I've never done the way that I'm doing it. I've done a lot of courses. I've done a lot of lectures. I've sold a bunch of courses. But one thing I haven't done is actually taken a course that's a self-paced, detailed, time-oriented course and put it in a way that I could teach it in a class in one day, but I'm doing that on the 21st. I'm doing that on the 21st. I am going to take Crushing Limiting Beliefs, a program I created about maybe 6 years ago. I sold the license to it to another institution that used it and did extremely well with it. When the license expired, I took it back, and I am now offering it to my clients and people who want to use it at a very affordable rate. But what I decided to do is, instead of just selling it and letting people walk through it at their own pace, I decided that I am going to help people by teaching it, going through all of the modules, and it's 19 modules, but we're going to get through it because I've condensed it, and you're going to get the power, you're going to get to talk, you're going to get to ask questions. What is this program about? And this is why I'm here. I want to talk to you. But see, let me explain something to you before I talk more about this class. Let me tell you something. At $150, you're going to get a $400 course, and then you're going to get me. And I win. I can't tell you any other thing is I deliver when I get in front of people. It's what I do. I deliver when I get in front of people. It is what's provided the success of my business. It's what's allowed me to go through some dark times and literally re-anchor my business. While I've always been into counseling and coaching in some way before coaching was even a word, it wasn't what I hung my hat on. I had a bunch of other things I was doing. But when it was time to do this next thing in my life and start over, I said, man, I'm helping people. That's going to be the focus. That's going to be it. Everything else is secondary. I'm going to do some secondary things because I like diversified. I like multiple streams of income. But this thing here is going to be me. And I've watched it grow. I've watched it be something that started on a table in a Starbucks in the West Village in Dallas. Didn't like staying in Dallas, but I was in Dallas for some years, a few years, what, 5 years, 6 years, something like that. And it started there and it moved into a home office. And then it moved to when I came back to Houston and married Marion. And then it got to where my grandson was crashing all of my sessions with my clients and my interviews and everything else. And so we said, all right, we can't do it in the home. So it ended up moving to an office and growing and growing. And it's simply because I deliver. So I want you to understand something. I am Amaru, I understand you. I know where you're at. What I want to tell you is don't give up. Don't give up. Where you're at is not as bad as you think. Pay attention. To hang in. Don't leave. I want you to hear what I have to say outside of what I'm talking about this class, which I think is exceptional. Stay in because I'm going to talk. I'm going to give you something. Look, you don't get what you want in this life. In this life, you don't get what you want. Doesn't mean you can't end up with what you want, but you don't get it just because you want it. Let me explain what I mean. See, you don't get what you want, you get who you are. And you can have what you become. What does that mean? That means that, say, for instance, I want to be, you want to be a millionaire, but right now you're making $50,000 a year. You have to ask yourself, do I have at this time the capacity in knowledge, in skill, in connections? Because let me tell you about gaining that type of move and wealth is not just about what you know. It's about who you know. It's about how you move. It's about doors being open. It's about being in the right place. It's also about having the right circle. You cannot go from 50,000 to a million having the same people around you that's been around you while you earned the 50,000. I'm sorry. At some point you have to be cool with people and be good to people, but you got to understand some people aren't built to get you there. That's why I created the Epic Realm community of high achievers. That's something else that if you haven't joined, you need to join. It's a lifetime membership of being engaged with people who are making it happen. And most of the people who are now experts in this organization that are helping people are former clients of mine. I'm telling you, there's absolutely nothing you can't do. But let me tell you something. You don't get what you want. You get who you are. You get what you have, what you are becoming. So what you do is you say, I want to be a millionaire. Well, I'm making $50,000 a year. The first thing is, what do millionaires have in common that I don't do? It may be something as simple as waking up earlier. It may be reading more books. It may be my conversation about money. It may be the way I think about money. It may be the people I'm around and how they deal with money, because you're going to be the average of the 5 people you spend the most time around. So what do I need to do? I need to change my circle. I need to build a new circle. Again, that's why I created the Epic Realm community of high achievers. Ain't nothing in there but people that's going and getting it, trying to make it happen, and a bunch of people that can help them do it, including myself. So then what else is there? Well, okay, you find out what they're doing. Are they reading? What are they doing? And then you find people who are at that level. And if you can't get close enough to them to talk to them, or you don't feel confident enough, because you can get close enough to people who are at millionaire status and you can talk to them. A lot of them want to talk, because if they're at millionaire status and they've been there and it's not old money, they're excited about what they've done. And a lot of them will. Now, you have some competitive people that feel like, if I help you, whatever. Don't worry about that. You find the people who can help you. But even if you can't get close enough or you're not comfortable enough, study them, because people who earn high talk. They do interviews, they write books, they write articles, there's a lot of information about it. You can learn what's necessary, how to build your assets to attain that status. And I shared this before, uh, the millionaire status is very rarely, especially if you're talking about somebody's worth 2.5 million. The chance of them having $2,500,000 in the bank isn't that high. That means that all the assets they own minus the debt that they've accrued totals a value of 2.5 million. And that's the whole thing. One of the quickest ways to get to millionaire status is to build a business that's worth $1 million and learn how businesses are valued. And then you get your business there. And I'm not telling you any of these things are easy. I'm telling you they're all possible. But what you have to do is you have to take your time, look, and say what's going on. Here's the problem, though. If you've been your entire life, and I'm sticking with the money thing, but this works with anything you want to do in life. But I'm sticking with the money thing because a lot of people connect success with how much money you have. I think it's so much more than that. But let's stay with that. Okay, so you say, okay, you've been your whole life where, okay, and especially in a situation where, say, you're making 50 to 60 to 70,000 a year, and that's way more than your mom made. You might be the highest earner in your family, or maybe there may be someone, but everybody's around that area, and the whole thing is the coup de grace of saying you're successful in your circle is saying I earn 6 figures. So now you're talking 7 figures, and it's outside the realm and scope of what you believe is possible for you because you spent so much time accepting that your value and your worth is 50,000 because that's what somebody said you were going to be paid for doing what you did. You never explored yourself to discover what was possible beneath it. You never explored and ask yourself, are there limiting beliefs that are governing my decisions, that are literally anchoring me in this particular tax bracket, in this particular earning spectrum? Is it something that I'm not doing because I don't see the value in doing it? And that is a big thing. Most people who can't get past limiting beliefs can't see the value investing in things and doing things. So Amaru, the fact that you actually took time to invest in something is a good thing. But here's the thing, it's always a risk. And sometimes it doesn't turn out, but you can't give up now. What you got to do is recalibrate. You got to regather your thoughts. You got to ask yourself, okay, what can I do differently? How can I get started? What's out there that I can start with a minimal amount of startup capital? Or if I need more startup capital, where can I go to get it? How have I developed my idea in a way that I can present it to investors? I'm not big on conventional loans, especially if you are African American. I believe that you have to look for alternative ways of funding your project, and we're actually working within the Epic Realm community of developing the capacity to help our members fund their ideas and fund their visions and do it in a way that doesn't anchor them in a lot of debt. And we're working on that, and we're going to have that mechanism in play within the next few months. Again, that's another good reason to join the Epic Realm. Again, it's a lifetime membership. I don't think I have the link in there, but if you want it, I'll just email me at CEO@RickWallacePhD.link. That's CEO@RickWallacePhD.link. And ask me for the link to join the Epic Realm community. That's $100. And the beautiful thing is I now have a partnership with Afterpay, which means that you don't even have to have the entire $100. You can sign up and make 4 payments of $25. I think it's over the course of 4 weeks. So Amaru, Amaru says that I have always saved, and as a matter of fact, let me just put it up here. She says, I've always saved and used my own money. That's a problem, I think. One of the biggest things you're going to learn in business and funding ideas, and people who don't understand money and don't understand business will see this and say it's shady, but everybody who understands business and money understands that the best way to move is OPM, OPC, other people's money, other people's credit. Now, the thing is, this isn't conning somebody into doing something. This is finding people who have the capital and giving them a reasonable chance to earn money through your idea while helping you fund it. And they are paid well for it. And in many instances, they win. But these people generally know how to evaluate opportunities, and they know when it may be too risky. And if it's too risky, they're not going to get it. And if you can't find anybody that's in that vein that will work with you, that probably means you're taking too much of a risk, and you definitely don't want to take those types of risk with income that's not disposable. And when I mean disposable, I don't mean casually disposable. I mean that if you can't afford to put it out there and not have it come back, then you should not be putting it into what you're doing. And investors know that about their investments. They know, hey, if I get out here, it could get bad, and they prepare for that. But the truth of the matter is, you want to find people who will put in. So it's OPM, OPC, and definitely put some. On rare occasion, I'm a person that normally funds too. I self-fund, but I self-fund progressively. And what I mean by that is I normally start all my projects off real small, and then I scale them. That way it doesn't take a lot of startup money, and I can grow it at the capacity that I can fulfill it. And it doesn't require outside. And the few times that I have used investors, all but one time it's turned out well. The other time, I'm actually right now paying investors on something that didn't go well. And that was only because I gave a guarantee return on principal, which most people are not going to do. I gave a guaranteed return on principal, meaning that even if it goes bad, I'm going to cover you. So that is, how you do that. So I just wanted to kind of touch on that. But what we're going to be doing is covering why so many people are anchored in limiting beliefs and how it's stopping them from doing the things that they need to do to become the people they need to become, to have the things they want to have. See, there's a process. Let me tell you, this is how it started out. Your mind is so powerful. Your mind is powerful. Let me tell you how things work. We all know that your results are normally going to be in direct correspondence to we definitely probably need to connect. I would love to work with you. I don't know where you are, what you're capable of doing right now, but I definitely would love to work with you. I think that if nothing else, try to become a member of the Epic Realm community, because that's going to give you access to me. We can sit down and talk one-on-one. Or again, what you're saying that you've used so much of your resources, I don't know where you're at, but I definitely would like to find a way to work with you. So get at me some kind of way. But here's the thing. This is how this works. I'm gonna give you a real simple understanding and tell you why this particular course is so powerful. Okay, if you have limiting beliefs, I think everybody understands at some level that your results are going to be a direct result of your effort, right? How much time, energy, and effort you put off into something is going to be a direct reflection it's going to be reflected directly in the results. Well, okay, say you don't believe in something. Say that somebody says, in order to do this, this is what you have to do, but you don't believe you can. You don't believe that it will work for you. You got all kind of beliefs. It works for everybody else, but it won't work for me. It only works for this type of person. It doesn't work for people that come from where I come from. I've never been able to do stuff like that before. All these different limiting beliefs that are a part of your history and a part of your makeup, a part of your experience, are now determining what you decide to do and what you won't do and how much. Now, check it out, though. But because you want to say you tried, you go out there. But tell me, it doesn't even take an expert in the field of psychology or performance psychology to tell you this. If you don't really believe it's possible, but you say, I'm going to do it, how much effort do you actually think you're putting into it? How much effort? Probably little. You're going to go out there and do just enough to say I tried, right? Well, guess what? The effort that you put into it is going to reflect in the results you get. But guess what? When you get the results back and they are measly to nothing, it reinforces the belief that you had in the first place on a subconscious level that you couldn't. So guess what? You give even lesser, or you give a lower amount of energy and effort the next time, and you get even worse results. After a while, you convince yourself that it's absolutely unequivocally impossible, and you never take the chance. You back up into your corner and you accept your lot in life. This is just who I'm going to be. This is just what's going to happen. And it's absolutely untrue, but you bought into it because you didn't deal with the limiting beliefs that were in front of you at the time that you set out to do something. You've got to take that barrier down. That's what this course is about. This course is about taking the barrier down. Now, here's why this is going to be a sweet opportunity for everybody. Again, I don't know where you're at, but I hope that you can get into this, because I am going to enter everybody who enrolls in this class. And I'm only accepting the first 20 people because I want to really engage people in this course. I want to answer questions. I want to hear about your life. I want to hear about what you've tried and why it didn't work, so we can talk about how to break it down, talk about what steps you can take. I'm telling you, I've done this. I am on my 47th company over 30 plus years, 34 years, 47 companies, all brought to profitability. My first company is still going. It was Stay Fit Fitness and Training when I started it. It's Master Fitness 21 now. You can look it up online. A number of businesses have been going for years that I'm running right now, roughly about 7 different entities through Rick Wallace Enterprises. And obviously the Visionetics Institute is my flagship. It's my heart. It's my passion. But it's possible. But here's the beautiful thing. I am going to enter the names of the 20 people who enroll in this course in a drawing, and I'm going to do the drawing live during the class so everybody can see it. And I'm going to select 2 people that I'm going to gift my platinum package to. My platinum package is a year, 52 sessions of working with me that people pay $10,500 for. That's what I'm going to give. I'm going to give my time that day, because the money that's going to come in, because I'm keeping it at 20 people. So the money that's coming in at that time isn't a lot of money, but it's keeping people honest. It's making them invest in themselves. That's what I'm going to ask anybody to do, is invest in yourself, and I'll invest in you too. I will. If you invest in yourself, I'll invest in you too. I'll give you way more time than you paid for. Almost every person that's ever worked with me has gotten more time from me than what they paid for. I have no problem with that, because I'm enjoying it and winning when you win. So look, click the link, sign up, show up. Even if you don't show up, if your name is on the list, because I'm going to record it and I'm going to give it to the people who weren't able to make it, because not everybody's going to be able to make it. And instead of trying to find the perfect time for everybody to show up, you just set it at a time you can't make it. I'm going to give you the recording. Then I'm going to sit down and make myself available to you after you watch the recording for any questions that you have. But you're going to be entered into the drawing regardless. And when you're entered into that drawing, you're literally 2 people that day. And I've only done this a few times, but both people that I've done it with have succeeded in what they wanted to get. They came in and they were just going to be happy to be in the class, but they actually got to work with me for a year. One was an LVN that wanted to become an RN, but was running into all kind of challenges. And she's in a whole new career now as an RN. We got her through it. And so I'm telling you, it's possible. Another one was someone who wanted to move out of her current career and start her business. She's in her business now. I'm telling you that there are limitations. The only limitations you have are the ones that you accept in your mind, because your mind is that powerful. Once you accept that limitation, everything now operates based on those limiting beliefs. I want to show you how you break free of that. So I'm inviting you to come inside a world of possibility and view life from a different lens and see what's possible out there. Let's take that journey together. I got to get off, because in 6 minutes, I have a client who is also an expert in funding in the Epic Realm community. She is a grant writer. She runs her own clinic that she started and created. She's a grant writer and she's phenomenal. And I'm about to get off, and we still work together. We work together on a number of different things, the business, personal issues, all that stuff, but she's phenomenal. And we've been around each other for a while. And so I've got to get off and deal with her. But I'm telling you, we've got things happening. I'm not going to sit around. I said that 2022 was going to be phenomenal and it was going to be epic. And I am not going to quit until I see people having an epic year and a phenomenal year. On that time, I got to go. Live your life on full so that when you leave this place, you don't eat. That's the way I live my life. Go to the description box, click that link, sign up, and prepare to take a journey you will never forget. I'm out.